Alrighty, let's dive into Beneath the Bickering. Hello my snowballs, welcome to another video on my second channel. If you don't know me, my name is Winter. I do TikTok compilations on my main channel, but on this channel I will be making a POV series called the Beneath the Bickering. If you haven't heard about Beneath the Bickering, it is an enemies to lovers with a little sprinkle of mystery in there. And today I will be getting into the characters and their backstories and the lore in Braifport, which is this town that they live in. So let's get started. So there is a lot to talk about in this video, and I am just so excited to start. I've been like thinking about what their backstories might be and like how the lore like comes into real life. So yeah, I'm really excited. So I'm gonna put this into parts. I'm gonna do it for the first four first, and then our main four, which is Dove Sinclair, Eleanor Campbell, Ryland Harrison, and Reese Lennox. And then I'll go to the lore and how their parents have some beef between each other. So let's just get into the main four. By the way, don't mind the little fan, it's really hot, so I need that. So, the first one of the fours that we will be talking about, which is our main character, is Dove Sinclair. The Sinclairs are probably one of the most richest out of the four founding families. They have like so much like respect from everyone in the town, and not like everyone else, all the other founding families are like spat on or whatever, but they're just very well respected and well known. Like I said, they are the richest. Dove's father, William Sinclair, owns a tech company that has like been built from the ground up. So yeah, that's where they mostly get their money from. But they are old money since they are founding families. So yeah. So Dove has always been the top of her class, not voluntarily. She has always been forced to be the best at everything. Best grades, best sport performance, best grades, best everything. I think I've already said grades, but like if she did anything, she has to be the best. She has to have the best SAT scores. I don't know what I was trying to do there. SATs, yeah, I'm saying it right. SAT scores, everything. She has to be valedictorian. She has to be the best. And she's always had like this self-doubt in herself because of her parents making her be the best at everything. She's always like, this isn't good enough. I need to train myself harder, faster. I need to do this so I can make my parents proud. And it's like she works herself to the bone to make her parents proud for her. And it moved into adulthood when she moved out and she started doing her own work at her father's company. She was like, this isn't good enough. I have to do more. Even when she grew up and her parents were a little more lenient, she continued to force herself to do more work than she actually had to do. So she's had a lot of self-doubt in herself. She still has some insecurities that she needs to get over, and our girl is suffering. But I love when I do that. I love, especially like when I watch other things, and I love how I can like connect with a character, or like I can make a character that I fall in love with. And that's what I've always wanted to do, is that I wanted to make characters that people will love and people will connect with, and people will root for in the series when it officially comes out. We will be talking about how I will be filming that, and when, hopefully the release date, whenever. But yeah, Dove has had it rough ever since childhood. She has to deal with a lot of insecurities, and she has to get through a lot of bumps to get to a place where she can just handle stuff without being perfect. Handle stuff with, like, handle mediocre work. Like, she just pushes herself to the brink and hurts herself mentally and physically in the process. And it just hurts me to see my girl, even though I created her. But but yeah, Dove has had it rough, and she just needs to get help. Oh my god, you need therapy. But yeah, that's really Dove Sinclair. I will have pictures around here of what I want her to look like. I want her to have like brown hair. No, I want her to have black hair, and I want her to have, I don't know if I want her to have freckles or anything. I just want her to have black hair. So that's what Dove will look like, and that is Dove's backstory. Dove is really the most friendliest person you will ever meet, even though she looks like a bitch. She does have a resting bitch face. So she might be like a little scary to like approach, but once you talk to her, she's so nice, because like she wants to have friends. She wants to have friends, and she wants to be like so nice to everyone, and I love her like so much. Now let's get to Eleanor Campbell. Alright, now let's move to Eleanor Campbell. Eleanor Campbell is like the absolute opposite of Dove. She's never been forced to do anything in her entire life. She's been encouraged to do whatever she wanted to because her parents could make it happen. And she's always loved music. She loves music. She started singing at like age 2, and her parents got her into vocal lessons when she like explored music and what she wanted to do. And now she's a beautiful singer. And she loves acting, and she loves just everything musical theater. She loves everything music related and theater related. I see a lot of myself in Eleanor. She's very peppy, she's very bubbly. You can never have a dull moment around Eleanor. And her nicknames are like Ellie or Elle. Usually Dove calls her Elle and Ryland calls her Ellie. Also Dove has a nickname, but yeah. Dove's nicknames are either Dovey, which is what Eleanor calls her, and sometimes on occasion Reese will call her that, or Sinclair, which is usually what Reese calls her to just get a rise out of her. But we'll get to them in a little bit. So yeah, oh my god. Eleanor is just a bubbly piece of joy. I don't think she's ever really had like a dull moment in her life, and she's just so happy, so bubbly, and she's so optimistic. She always looks on the bright side of things, and just helps cheer people up whenever they see her, and it's just adorable. I love her so much. I'm gonna say this all the time, but like, yeah, she's probably had like the happiest backstory out of all of them. I'll put pictures on what I want her to look like. I wanted her to be a redhead. And, yeah, that's mostly Eleanor. She is just a bundle of joy and sunshine. And, yeah, I don't really have a lot with Eleanor, but let's get on to Ryland. So I had to think a lot about Ryland's backstory, since I never really focused on Ryland a lot, since it's mostly like Reese and Dove, but they all need to have a backstory. Ryland has a really big family. So he has his mom, his dad, of course. He is the oldest, and then he has his oh my god, I need a better way to like explain this. So he has his mom, his parents, then him, he's the oldest, and then he has 2 younger siblings. They're twins. They're about 5 years old, and he's had to take care of them for most of their life. Since his parents are always away on business trips and doing whatever they want, apparently, I made them, why am I saying apparently? Like, they're doing whatever they want and leaving Ryland to take care of his little siblings. he's had to learn a lot. Like, he's had to learn how to cook. When the chefs are away, he's had to learn how to clean after a child. Even though he has maids, he doesn't trust any of them. Because after something that happened to him when he was younger, I'm gonna get to that, he doesn't trust maids, he doesn't trust servants, he doesn't trust the staff at all. And he just doesn't want anyone around him other than around him or his little siblings, because when he was younger, there was a break-in his house from one of the servants trying to steal money to pay for something. I don't know yet. I haven't really gotten to that point, but he just didn't want that to happen ever again while his siblings were in the house. So he just never trusted any of the servants again. They always had to add, like, background checks to make sure they ain't criminals. But Ryland is just very... You have to do a lot to get Ryland to trust you. Because at first, he didn't trust any of them. Not Dove, not Eleanor, and most especially not Reese. Because of Reese's backstory, which I'm gonna get to, he didn't trust anyone very fast. They needed to prove themselves to Ryland so they can just be friends. And he was very surprised when he started catching feelings for Eleanor, and she reciprocated the feelings, and now they're together, and they're the most adorable couple ever. And he's like the most happy when he's with his siblings or Eleanor or now their big friend group, and because they all prove themselves a little by little. Dove was really quick, since Dove and him were pretty good friends when they were young. But it was just Reese that rubbed him the wrong way when he was young. But you know, now they're like the best of friends. And yeah, because Ryland is a little bit of, I don't know what I was about to say with that one. Ryland has trust issues because of what happened when he was younger, and doesn't trust people easily. And his parents didn't do a thing because they were out on business trips doing whatever they wanted to do with their millions of cash, and he was just left to take care of his younger siblings, not knowing if there was a maid or a servant or the cook having anything like against his family or anything. So he never trusted anything. I've said trust a lot in this segment, but he's just he's very protective over the ones he loves. That's what I'm trying to do. He's very protective over the people that he loves, and especially now Eleanor, because she is very bubbly, and she does look at the world as a whole big of sunshine and rainbows. But he knows, and Reese knows, we'll get to Reese in a little bit, Reese knows that the world isn't all sunshine and rainbows, and he wants to protect Eleanor because he never wants to see her sad or hurt, or just now proving that the world is a scary place and that he needs to protect the people that he loves. So yes, he is very, very protective. Reese and him are the epitome of touch her and you die. Yes, I always love when I read books, he's a touch her and you die type guy. So yeah, that is Ryland. So now let's get on to Reese. Now, I've thought of Reese's backstory a lot, and I did want one of the characters to have like a really, really like sad and tragic, not tragic, but like bad backstory. And you know, Reese is the one that I chose, so of course he's the main love interest. Who cares? But yeah, Reese was never really planned as a child. Before Reese, he had a older brother. His name was Elias, and he was best of the best. Oh my god, he was good at sports, school, everything. And when he told his parents that he wanted to enlist in the army, they never really thought about it. because it wasn't really a big thing when it at that time. I don't know what time this is. Don't quote me on anything. But Elias was just so, like, I don't know what the word is, but he was so fascinated with the army and serving the place that he loves, that he just told his parents, I want to enlist in the army, and they supported him full force. They said, yeah, we'll do whatever, we'll pay you through training, we'll do whatever. And he went to training, and he did everything that he was supposed to, and now he was in the army, and he, I don't know what I want to happen, but he is in the army right now, and while he was in the army, Reese's parents had Reese, and Reese was held into such a high standard, like, he was always being compared to Elias, someone he's never even met. He's seen pictures, but he's never even met his older brother, because he was all away in wherever he's in the military is. So, like, he had to do so much just to please his parents. And even if he did the best he could, and he thought he did great, it was never enough. He was always being compared by the way he dresses, the way he does his hair, the way he smiles, the way he walks, the way he lives. He's always been compared to someone, which is why he started rebelling. He didn't want to be compared to anyone after, and, it was just hard for him to be himself while being compared to someone else. So he just rebelled. He didn't follow any rules anymore. He just followed his own rules, and he made a life for himself, and he now has a really big company that is really, really successful. It's a business. I don't know what kind of company it is really, but he's really successful, but his parents just don't support him at all. He had to build it from the ground up, just like William Sinclair, Dove's dad, and he was just doing this without anyone. And along with Ryland, he didn't make friends very easily. So when he had like self-made friends, the founding family's kids, he just was a dick. He was an asshole to all of them. But something with Dove it didn't rub him the wrong way. It was just like, I'm gonna mess with you. And to this day, they still are bickering, like, at everything. Like, it's not like he hated her. He didn't hate her in the slightest. And Dove didn't hate him either. It was just fun for him to argue with her, find anything wrong to bicker with. Because it just made his day when he got to talk to Dove. When he saw her angry, feisty, when he saw fire in her eyes that knew that it was going to be a long argument. He, like I said, he didn't hate her, he didn't dislike her. He did like her because he got to argue with her. And when Eleanor and Ryland got together and they started spending more time together, it made him and Dove spend more time together, which means more arguing, and he was just over the moon. He loved arguing with Dove, and it always made his day when he got to argue with Dove. And yeah, he just never had a good childhood. He never really got to do things that he wanted to do. He was always pushed into something that Elias used to do, and that Elias was amazing at. And when he failed, his parents was so mad at him. Why couldn't you be like Elias? Elias did this, Elias did that. Why can't you be just like your older brother? Why? And he was like, I don't know. I'm not that person. I'm not Elias. I don't even know who Elias is. I just know he's my older brother. I don't know him. I don't know his interests. I don't know why he was so good at these, but I'm not. He just knows that he is not. He's not good at anything that his parents want him to be good at, just because Elias was good at them. And he was just like, why can't you just be happy for me for once? For once. If I did something good, if I got a B on a math test, he would be great. He would be ecstatic. But when he got back to his house, they would be like, why didn't you get an A? Elias used to get A's. Elias did this, Elias did that. It's always Elias this, Elias that. It's never Reese this, Reese that. Oh my God, Reese, you're so nice. Oh my God, thank you, Reese, for doing your best. Thank you, Reese, for doing what you want to do. Reese never got that. And when he looks at Dove's life and Eleanor's life and even Ryland's life, he's jealous, because especially of Eleanor, because she got to do whatever she wanted, and Dove got the support to do whatever she wanted, because they were perfect. And he saw an imperfection in himself that Elias never had. Because in his eyes, in his parents' eyes, Elias was the epitome of perfection. Just like with Dove, she was forced to be perfect. Reese was forced to be perfect. He just didn't follow his parents' rules anymore. And he continued to do what he liked, whether his parents liked it or not. And he just continued to follow his dreams and build his company up. And now he's rich. Like rich, possibly more rich than his parents. And he's just so proud of himself for building himself up. His friends, Dove, Eleanor, Ryland, they are so proud of him. And that's all he needs. That's all he thinks he needs. And I'm just obsessed with his backstory. I'm very impressed with myself that I made all of that. I'm very impressed that you guys actually like Beneath the Bickering, and y'all are just so excited to see the first episode, and y'all are just so yeah, that is the main four. And let's go on to the lore. So, the lore in Braveport, that is the town that they found. That is the founding town. Now, if y'all haven't been paying attention, the founding families are Sinclairs, Campbells, Harrisons, and Lennoxes. Now, the Sinclairs and the Lennoxes have never gotten along. Ever since Mr. Lennox, I haven't given him a name. I think his name was like John or something. John Lennox took land from William Sinclair and gambled it away. They were on thin ice. They never liked each other. Of course, the women tried to be civil, but you know, women, we love to talk. And they never got along after that. And they always found something to argue about. Does that ring a bell? Dove and Reese? And I don't think any of Dove and Reese's arguments came from their families, just because, like, they're not their mom or dad, or they're not their ancestors, and they just want to live a life of peace. But yeah, the Sinclairs and the Lennoxes never got along, and I don't think we'll ever get along while William and Jane Sinclair and John and Mary Lennox are alive. So yeah, I tried to pick like old money names that like go with what I'm trying to create here. speaking of like what I'm trying to create, I'm just gonna like peek in right here. You guys are just amazing. I was so impressed with you guys and like how you guys like Beneath the Bickering, and I'm just so excited to get this out to y'all. I will be talking about how I'm going to film it at the end of this video, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, they never liked each other. The Sinclairs and the Campbells, and the Harrisons, they were all super close. They were all really, really close. Like, every dinner party, every regular party, every ball, gala, charity event, they were always hosting it together. They always loved hosting things together. Which is why Eleanor, Ryland, and Dove are always so close. Like, they are besties. They are obsessed with each other, and like how they come together and just make this grand party, gala, ball, whatever. And they just love each other. And it's always the Lennoxes on their own and doing whatever it is on their own, because those people are stingy bastards, and they will do whatever it takes to get to the top. Because if there was like a ranking on like status and richness and whatever, it would be the Sinclairs, the Campbells, the Harrisons, and then the really? No, I think it's the Sinclairs, the Harrisons, the Campbells, and then on the very low is the Lennoxes. But yeah, they will do whatever it takes to get to the top, no matter what it takes. Which is why John Lennox took land from the Sinclairs, just so they could have more land and seem more powerful than them. And it was just like, bro, what the hell? And it's not like he couldn't just ask. He couldn't just be like, hey Sinclairs, could I have some land? Because of their tension and what's happened in the past, they would never give them land. They would never give them anything that would make them skyrocket to the top. Because that's all they do. That's all they want to do, is get more money than the Sinclairs, be more popular than the Sinclairs, have more status than the Sinclairs, have like a more extravagant party, extravagant wedding, extravagant this, extravagant that. They just want to be the best. Which is why they put so much pressure on Reese to be the best. There was one time where, when they were younger, the Lennoxes and the Sinclairs, more the Lennoxes, were planning to betroth, aka engage, Reese and Dove. Reese's parents, yes, let's get it. We're going to be on the top. We're going to be connected to the Sinclairs to the day that we die. But Dove's parents were like, oh, hell no. We are not giving our daughter to y'all. I'm never doing that. In the world, I will not be doing that. They just didn't trust the Lennoxes with their daughter. Like, they loved her way too much to give them over to a boy that's the son of their enemies. Like, no, thank you. And which is why it's so easy for Reese to be mean and hurtful to Dove, because of their family's past, because it's just, the tension between families is just, oh my god. It's just a lot. I'm sorry. It's just a whole lot to deal with. And it's just, I was about to be like, I don't know why I have this tension. Girl, yes you do. I created the world. And everyone knows to never, ever cross one of the founding family's children. Because they have enough money, the children have enough money to bring anything, their jobs, their families, into the ground. So if you oh my god, if you ever cross a founding family's daughter or son, you could just kiss your life goodbye. Because you'll be probably on the streets without a job, without a home, without anything. That's how much money they have. They have enough money to bring you down. It's just, I wanted, when I created this, whenever any of the founding families walk in the town, or even, like, the kids, especially Dove, I wanted this, like, power to radiate off of them. Like, a sense of regency, a sense of royalty come off of them, because they are, like, basically the kings and queens of Braveport. They are I needed power and regency to, like, be, like, every time they walk, it's like the sea parts. It's like, y'all need to part ways. Dove Sinclair or Eleanor Campbell are walking past. Like, I need them to have power. I mean, they already do have power, but, like, when they walk, I keep on saying it, it's like when they walk, power comes off of them. You can feel the power that this woman holds, or this man holds. And it's like, I always love when books, like, describe the power coming off of someone, or the power that a royal has in one of the books. Like, it's so cool. I love the world I created. It's just so fun. So, yeah, let's get to the end of this video, aka how I'm gonna film it, and how I came up with this, whatever. So, when I first started, well, this is gonna turn into like when I first started YouTube, on my main channel, I never thought it would go anywhere, and now we're at 12.6K, and that's a lot of y'all. On the channel, I'm always mistaken for Mookie, as y'all can see. I most certainly am not her, and I've addressed it so many times, whatever, but it's just like, I never thought it would go anywhere, so now that it has, it's just so cool to see the snowballs, like, go up and up. And now that we have so many, I just wanted to ask y'all if y'all would like me to have, like, a second channel where I can do, like, POVs or reaction videos, blah 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 blah. And y'all were so excited, and I was so excited to be able to create this account, and I was wondering what I should do on this, and my mom always told me that I should do something with my writing, and I was like, oh yeah, I should, but I was like, just reading out my writing just sounds a little boring. So I thought, hey, I like acting too, why don't I just act this out? So I did that, and I created one of my stories, called Beneath the Bickering, of course, into a script, and it's just it was so cool to write something that I'll be able to act out, and it was amazing. I loved writing it out. And I always wanted to do POVs and stuff, but I didn't want to do stuff that, like, people already did, that people already watched, like POVs where it's like a symbol on your head, you need to, like, guess it, or you die at midnight or something. I wanted to do something that no one has ever seen before, no one's ever done, and it's my work. And I was so excited when I saw a comment that someone put that they loved Beneath the Bickering, and I just it just made me so happy to know that someone loved it. And I'm just really excited to start filming and to start getting these out to you guys to see what you guys think. But yeah, speaking of filming, I am thinking of filming this on my iPad, which is what I'm filming with now, since it does have, like, a bigger screen and a larger range, because on my phone, it's just small on my phone. So I would just do it somewhere else. And I have iPad for a reason. I always do edit my other videos on my other channel on my iPad. So I was like, hey, let's use it to our advantage and film these episodes on it. So that's what I did, and I am so excited to hopefully I'm getting this video out either today or tomorrow, but I really want to get the first episode, or at least the trailer, out either next week or the week after, which was actually this week or the week after. But that's a big old if, because I don't know how this is going to actually pan out. But yeah, that is all I have for today's video. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, click on that like button and subscribe button so you can become a snowball and join the snowball fight, and hit the post notification so you know when I am posting. I love you guys so much. Bye!